It's Shaysayss Radio. 2 S's, not one.
Shay, 2 S's.
It's Shaysayss, 2 S's.
That was close.
But thank you so much. Yo, Shaysayss, 2 S's, not one. We're here every Sunday, 7 to 9 p.m. on Party 101.9.
It's your girl K, mother effing goddess, and I said what I said with Shay says.
2 S's, not one.
What's up?
Welcome back, y'all. It's Shaysayss Radio. 2 S's, not one. Here on Party 101.9, home of the throwbacks in the iHeartradio platform. And like I said, we got Down to Mars in the building. Malachi representing. You feel me? Straight from Kentucky.
Straight from Kentucky.
What part of Kentucky?
Lexington, Kentucky, but I lived in Louisville for 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about Kentucky, so you teaching me a lot today.
Okay, well, Kentucky is basically bourbon and horses, but it's not that country, and we don't eat KFC.
Oh.
We do not eat KFC. We get that from
It sound like you get
everybody
that
up in
question a
New
lot,
York, and I hate it because that chicken is trash.
Dang, you prefer Popeyes?
Yeah, of course.
You have to.
That spicy chicken sandwich is...
Listen.
We had it this morning.
This morning?
Yeah, I had it this morning. I had it for breakfast.
Oh, okay. Listen.
The
do what
joint
you
on
gotta
Broadway
do.
in Brooklyn? Yeah, I was there.
And you prefer that better than Chick-fil-A?
Of course.
Heard you. I like Chick-fil-A better.
Everybody looking at me funny like I said
Because,
something
I
wrong.
like Chick-fil-A better. Listen, I don't know.
No,
Like,
no,
Popeye chicken
yeah.
is great, but the sandwich, I prefer Chick-fil-A.
Y'all not doing it right. I would know. I'm from Kentucky.
I'm about to say, like, he from there, so listen. All right, listen. So, coming to New York, how has the whole vibe changed for you? Because obviously, like, New York is very different from Kentucky.
Yeah, so, like, back home in Kentucky, it's like we got a lot of talent there. And a lot of people just end up moving because, like, there's no industry. There's no, like, music industry in Kentucky. There's nobody investing in, like, you feel me, in the entertainment industry. Like, you go to L.A., you go to New York or ATL, you got people who are looking for people to sign, looking for people to invest in. Kentucky, you really don't have that aspect of it, but you got really talented people and a lot of, like, really dope culture. So you got a lot of dope sounds, and then sometimes people just got to go out to get to the next level. And then, you know what I mean, you come back home, and you got real love back home.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Kentucky that's dope. Like, since it's a little bit smaller, everybody knows each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's easy, like, if you really dope at what you do, to get a lot of support. So, like, coming to New York, I mean, it's kind of just the same thing. I knew a lot of people up here when I got up here, so, like, I got right into it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
As soon as we moved up here, you know what I mean? Just
Oh, you just Mr. Popular.
No, not like that.
You probably
no,
know more friends than I do in New York.
No,
Like,
no,
I live here. Like,
no, not like that, but I just met a lot of people, like, in what I'm doing, you know what I mean? And we try to, like, just get straight to work, just doing what I'm doing, like, which is mainly playing keys when I'm not doing, the Down to Mars stuff as an artist,
That's dope.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, you kind of already answered it, like, what the music life was in Kentucky.
Yeah. I mean, so, like, it's just like here, like, you got jams. They not, like, jams. I don't know if you've been to jams, like, up here in the city.
No, I haven't.
See, y'all.
Don't go out much, apparently, like.
No, I mean, there's, like, jams and stuff. It's, like, the culture is pretty much the same, just on a small level.
Gotcha.
You got shows, you got jams, you got, you know what I mean? You got your local artists, you got your people who kind of popping. I don't know if you heard of Jack Harlow. You heard of Jack Harlow? He's from Kentucky, you know what I mean? Bryson Tiller is Kentucky. I don't know if y'all knew that already.
No, we did. But I wanted to ask you, what about the sounds? Because you said there's different sounds. So what makes, like, what are the sounds in Kentucky that are different from New York?
It's a good mix. Like, it's like, I don't know if y'all familiar with, I mean, just Southern stuff. It's just kind of the South, but it's a little bit of the Midwest.
Got you.
You feel me? Like, the South, we got the Southern bounce, but, like, we got the Midwest, a lot of, like, R&B and, like, funk influence, you know what I'm saying, coming from Cincinnati and Ohio and stuff like that, where all that stuff started. Okay. And then you got a little bit of country, maybe. I mean, it is Kentucky, and it is kind of considered, like, it's really close to Tennessee. Yeah. So it's kind of considered the South. Okay. So, like, you got that vibe in there, too, and, like, I don't know, you just get a good mix of a lot of stuff, like Tiller, Trap Soul. You know what I mean? Jack Harlow, he's got his own vibe. And then our vibe is just, like, we both grew up in church, me and Pinky. For those who don't know, that's the other half of Down to Mars.
Yes.
He'll actually be up here this week in New York, but he wasn't able to make it today, though.
Right.
But
shout out to Pinky, though.
Shout out Pinky, my dog. But yeah, I mean, we just got like a good mix coming from our backgrounds in like church and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like we got a lot of gospel influence and musical influence with me playing keys and him playing guitar.
Nice.
And that's kind of what shaped our sound mainly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes us like a lot different, even though we still doing something that's kind of modern.
Right.
It's got an old feel to it, and it's something that's kind of nostalgic too.
That's pretty dope. So, you know, you mentioned Bryson Tiller.
Yeah.
We were just talking about how he's from Kentucky as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is he an influence in your music? And who do you consider influences in your music?
Tiller is not really a big influence in our music necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody, you know, shares different vibes, and definitely the trap soul vibe influenced a lot of, you know what I mean, the sound that's right now all over. You know what I mean? A lot of artists are doing that type of vibe. You feel me? That type of just hard drums and R&B music. You know what I mean? That's really all it is. So a lot of people are doing that, and I definitely say we take influence from that. So I guess you could say he is an influence. But other than that, you got like Thundercat,
Nice.
Robert Glasper.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those are my initial influences when I first started doing anything. Fly Low, and then if you go back, Earth, Wind and Fire, Jimi Hendrix, Funkadelic, Parliament. I mean, I don't know how deep we gotta go. I mean, I really love soft rock too. So like Chicago, Heart, Michael McDonald, Bobby Caldwell. I don't know how familiar everybody is.
I'm
with
not familiar with soft rock. What is soft rock?
Soft rock.
It's just.
I mean, it's just like
itself.
that 80s soft rock. I don't know.
Okay.
Like that 80s rock music that was really emotional and not really grungy or anything like that yet.
Got you.
It's just kind of singer-songwriter-ish, but that's the kind of stuff I like to listen to just like when I'm chilling.
Pretty dope.
And it's a big influence on like, especially my writing, really.
So what is your process for writing music?
Well, me and Pinky, we moved in together in probably 2017.
Mm-hmm.
We're both from Lexington, but like we didn't really link up again till he moved to Louisville, like 2016. We started.
How did you guys meet? Through church?
Yeah, kind of like our families like were kind of intertwined, like growing up, but we actually didn't like really meet and hang out till high school because we went to the same high school. He's like a couple years older than me, so like we were in this little church choir for the school.
Okay.
And I was playing keys, and he was a senior when I was a freshman, and then I mean, after that, like we were always around, but we never really linked up. So then when he moved to Louisville, that's when we finally linked up, and then we started living together. Yeah. Now, as far as like how we create though, it started out like we in the crib. You know what I mean? We in the crib. We got a studio in the basement, so like we just cook up.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, we just cook up. Like, and sometimes we put lyrics to it. Sometimes we just vibe it out. Most of the stuff, like the songs we actually ended up putting out, like so far, they started off like just random beats that we had, and we would post them on Instagram just for content. Yeah. And then people was like, yo, where can we find this song? Like, where can we hear this? Like, on this video, we need a full version of this. So we was like, well, we might as well finish the song now. You know what I mean? So then we just started putting out music, and that's kind of how we started, you know, the whole vibe. So that was kind of our process. It's just like real loose. We really don't know what we're doing. We just be vibing out, and you know what I'm saying? And we just make stuff from that, yeah.
Honestly, that's how you make the best kind of content, because it's just like when you go with the flow and you just like feeling it, you're passionate. Yeah. You make the best music, you make the best content with that, you know?
Yeah, that's big facts.
So how did you fall in love with the piano? Because I know, like, listen, I'm a church girl too. I used to sing in the choir. Okay. And the church musicians are well respected. You know, like they are the most beast musicians out there.
I guess.
So, wow, I guess they are. You would say less?
I mean, I guess. Church musicians got egos sometimes. It's kind of crazy with that, yeah. But I mean.
So you don't have the ego?
I hope not. I really hope not. I think my peoples would tell me if I did.
Yeah, we should have the peoples on the mic. Maybe they gotta tell us another story.
Yeah, maybe they gotta tell me about myself. Jock might be able to tell me. Sometimes Jock.
Sometimes a friend sees what the person doesn't.
Yeah, I really hope they don't see me like that. But I started playing when I was 13. My granny, well, our musician in my home church, he left, and he went to play at another church. And my granny was like, she wanted me to play, so she got me a lesson with my cousin. He showed me how to play one song, Like I didn't get like no classical lessons or nothing like that.
Oh wow.
But he just, he showed me how to play a song, and after that it was YouTube. And I really hated playing at first. I hated practicing. You know what I mean? But then I started listening to Robert Glasper, and that's what made me like. At that point, I was like, damn, I was like, I really want to learn how to play at this point. You know what I mean? And that's what made me say, all right, let me actually practice. And then I just started going in like every day, just YouTube mainly. If anybody needs to know how to play any instrument, just YouTube. You don't need lessons. You don't need none of that. If you practice every day, you get on YouTube, you learn how to play.
That's so true. A lot of people learn things through YouTube. I suck from learning things from YouTube. I gotta learn from people. But I think that's really dope that you like self-taught yourself basically by watching YouTube.
And I mean, growing up in church, like you get a certain ear for certain things. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
So like, if you got the ear for any type of music, it's kind of like natural for you, as long as you've been exposed to it in a certain way.
But why the piano, not like the drums or the guitar?
I was supposed to play drums. I hope my homie hears this. He was the drummer because his older brother played drums at the church, and then he was always just better than me.
Wow.
I wasn't good at all because I never got to play.
Right.
Because they would always put him on drums. It's my homie Jalen.
They slept on you.
They slept on me. So all growing up, he played drums. And they just wouldn't let me get on.
Man, you gotta get yourself on now.
I'm mad about it. But when I was 13, then I started playing keys and he was playing drums. So we just played together after that.
Right.
But that's why I don't play drums.
Wow.
If anybody wants to know.
So we're not gonna switch that up in 2020?
I don't know. I got too many homies that play drums. They might get mad at me because if I start playing drums, I'm gonna be really arrogant. And I don't want to be like that.
That's when the ego gonna come in.
That's when the ego comes in.
Got you.
As soon as I can play more than one instrument, my ego might really get ahead of me. I'm not trying to be off that.
Oh man. So I wanted to ask you, who is Down to Mars and who is Malachi?
Okay, so Down to Mars is just me and Pinky and our aesthetic and our vibe, our music. I don't know. It's just kind of what it is. We kind of have a backstory for it, like a loose backstory. Basically, two guys from Mars. If you couldn't tell, two guys from Mars come to Earth and they just bring the vibes.
Dope.
You know what I mean? That's basically like what we trying to do. Like whatever generation we in, we just bringing some new vibes. We just bringing something different that people can like vibe to and groove to. And that's kind of my idea. That as far as me, who I am, I just love creating things, you know?
Yeah.
I love creating things. I have a vision in a lot of different things, like, you know, just visual art and whatever, and I just want to make it happen, whatever it is.
Got you.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just consider myself just a creative individual. I really don't know much more else than that, how to say that.
And how would you describe Pinky?
He's the same way. He just loves art for art, and that's like why we kind of click.
Right.
Like he just loves to just create for the sake of creating. He likes to experiment, push the envelope like on his instrument and with production, like, and that's why we just kind of click. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's really not about like bread or anything like that. At the end of the day, my goal in life with music is to make music with people that I love for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? And consequently make money doing it, because that's usually what happens if you get good at it. You know what I mean? So like my only goal is to make music with people that I love and be around that. You know what I mean? And if I got that, I'll really be cool. So that's kind of my purpose with anything I do, honestly.
How would you describe your sound?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's a lot. Like there are a lot of different vibes that we do too. You know what I mean? We got 2 singles out that are kind of really different. Both of them have like, you know, kind of hard hitting drums, like, which is the modern thing. But both of them also have really pretty chords. You know what I mean? They have really pretty chords and textures and a lot of live instrumentation that a lot of the other stuff kind of lacks sometimes. So I really say it's just like a mix of like live R&B funk vibes over just hard drums, which is kind of a standard thing right now. You know what I mean? A lot of people do that, like Lucky Day, Her. I don't know. There's a lot of different artists. Everybody kind of does that thing, but our specific mix of it is just our own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got
you. All right, so we're here with Malachi, Down to Mars. We're going to get back into this interview, But we got to listen to some music real quick here on Party 101.9, home of the throwbacks in the iHeartradio platform. This is The Loneliest Number.
The new Party 1019. Streaming throwbacks live at party1019.com and on the free Nexus Radio app available in the Google Play or App Store. Party 1019.
And we are back. It's Shaysayss Radio. 2 S's, not one. Here on Party 101.9, home of the throwbacks in the iHeartradio platform. And we're here with Down to Mars, Malachi, representing, representing straight from Kentucky. Got to let everybody know that. We don't have much people from Kentucky here, so like this is pretty dope to learn from you. And we were talking about who Down to Mars is, your sound, and why you fell in love with piano and just music in general. I noticed you guys, you were talking about like you and Pinky having the love for art.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to ask you more about the idea of your album cover. Well, your single cover.
Okay, yeah.
You know, what inspired that? Because it's very like colorful, very intricate. So I wanted to understand the reasoning behind it.
I don't know. I really just love all types of art, and I want everything that I do to kind of have something like really original to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were a lot of things we could have did for it, but at the end of the day, I hit up a bunch of different visual artists, and I was like, yo, I want something really graphic. I want something graphic done, and this is my concept. I drew a couple different things out. Like, I was like, I know I want me. I know I want spacesuits. I know I want guitar. I know I want guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, somehow just, somebody bring it to life.
Right.
And I paid a different couple people, and I got a bunch of different ideas back. And I got a homie named Taj who did our second cover for Talk to Me. It's our other song. It's a lot more colorful and stuff. But he sent me some ideas back, and I sent him to this chick I met on Instagram, and she did the cover for us. Like, she just brought the concept together.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. I mean, like, all I told her was, like, I want these general things and just bring me a vibe together that's all you, though.
Yeah.
Because my other thing is, like, just collaborating. And a lot of times when you work with visual artists, sometimes they need like a whole lot of direction, and they don't do a whole lot that's their own, like, originally.
That
so
is
like
true.
I told her, I was like, take my idea, run with it, do your thing. I don't care what you do, just take my concept and, just make it happen. Like,
no, yeah, I feel like it's a great look. And I feel like it is dope that like you could go to a visual artist and they can make your dream come into reality. Like you said, it's kind of hard to find a person that understands what you want and like where you're coming from. So
yeah, like even a lot of photographers, like they just sometimes just take pictures of whatever you ask them to take pictures of, and I don't like that. I like, you know what I mean? Like just like same with music. Like I want you to do something that's completely you.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to see that in whatever you're doing. So like that's why I had her do. And I had a bunch of people. That's why I had a bunch of people do different things, because I just wanted to see how they could bring the different ideas to life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does anime have any influence in this or no?
Anime?
Yeah.
I mean, Pinky's different. He don't like video games. He don't like anime. He thinks it's lame.
Wow.
Pinky doesn't. I don't know. He just doesn't like.
So
a lot
what does
of stuff.
Pinky do though? Like what kind of hobbies does he?
He plays the guitar.
Just the guitar. He's like, that's it.
Pinky sits at home, plays the guitar, listens to music.
Got you.
And makes beats. And that's literally it.
So he's just soaking in his craft.
Yeah, he watches movies, but he watches, you know what I mean? He's like bougie with the movies. He watches like Stanley Kubrick movies and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
He has an authentic taste.
He got like a real specific taste. But anime, that's not his thing. He thinks it's lame. Me, I love anime. I grew up on Dragon Ball Z, so that's like my life up until a certain point. You know what I mean? Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, not so much, but kind of Gundam. I don't know if everybody's familiar with Gundam.
You lost me there.
You feel me? Look, she don't know, but y'all know.
My production team do, but
yeah,
you
the
lost
production
me
team got me. They know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z, Gundam. I mean, video games. You feel me? Zelda.
Okay.
Star Fox. I mean, I don't know. We could really get into that, but it's a lot of different anime influences for sure.
Dope.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the two singles that you have. Talk to Me Like You Said and The Loneliest Number. What messages do you want your audience to get from these songs?
The first song, The Loneliest Number.
And that's the one we just played, y'all. So definitely stream it on all platforms.
Yeah, check that out on Spotify and everything. When we made it, I don't know. You know, a lot was going. I think I just broke up with my ex, maybe.
Dang. Okay. Tell us the story.
I think I did. I think it was about that time, or we was going through something. I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then we was on we was making a video, and we were actually trying to write some lyrics for the video because we were just gonna play it. And I was like, I don't want to just play it. I want to write some lyrics. So then we was like, say you'll never leave me, baby. And then we was like, girl, it's you, the only one I ever need. And then it takes two, and then Pinky said, 'cause one is the loneliest number. I was like, that's fire. And like, yeah, that's just the concept of that one. It's just like, I don't know, it's kind of really simple. I know it's like a kind of basic concept, but it's just like, yeah, don't leave me. It takes two of us, you feel me? But Talk to Me is like just a lot more fun. At the same time though, it's like you talking to a girl and I don't know, she's just playing and you just like, she's just playing. She's just playing games, man. She's just playing games. Yeah, she's just playing games. It's like you tell her, you say that you need me, but how could you leave me? Like, why are you not really giving me your energy? Okay. So like we just like to have a good time with it though. We not that serious, you know what I mean? It's like we talking about it.
Both songs kind of revolve around like the romantic, emotional
aspect. I think that's just because the type of music we do, the type of music that just comes out of us, it's our experiences, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, we deal with, you know, relationships a lot, relationship things, you know, anything revolving that we deal with a lot. So like, I think it just kind of comes out in the chords we play, like when we're making the music, and then the music brings it out, like of our lyrics, kind of. You know what I mean? Got you. Yeah. So,
do you have anything planned for Valentine's Day since it's coming up?
I do have a gig.
Okay.
I have a gig on Valentine's Day. Yeah, I'm gonna be working. A DJ named Niara. I don't know if y'all heard of her. No. She's a really fire DJ. Yeah, shout out to her. Mm-hmm. But I got a gig on Valentine's Day.
New York, or where's it located?
New York.
Dope.
Yeah, Pinky's gonna be here though. So like, I don't know. We trying to get into something on Valentine's Day. I wish we could like play a show this week. We might find somewhere to play and like maybe post some Valentine's Day special videos or something.
That would be dope. That would be dope.
Might drop a song.
I was about to say, even
I don't know. We might do that.
Listen, I'm with it. You know, why not? You listen, and then you did say you was gonna sing for us. Is that gonna happen still? Or?
I don't know, man. I mean,
I feel like people should hear Malachi's voice.
I don't know about today. I'm feeling kind of under the weather, honestly.
That's all good. Well, you know it's New York Fashion Week, and I just did want to ask you because it seemed like you're very into the fashion aspect.
Yeah, slight weight. I mean, like
Well, how would you describe your fashion?
Me, comfortable. Comfortable.
Okay.
I mean, anytime you see me throughout the week, I probably got on sweats.
Okay.
But I like colorful sweats, and I like stuff that just, you know what I mean? I like stuff that pops, but it's just really comfortable. You know what I mean? I'm not like, I wouldn't consider myself like really into the fashion stuff as far as like brands and names and stuff like that, because I really don't get into it because we not up like that yet.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I do love stuff that just like looks good, and I love stuff that just pops out and tells a lot about my personality. So like if I find some green sweatpants, that's what I'm copping with my fit, you know what I mean? Because it's going to end up being fire, and I know how to put it together. So it's going to look, you know what I mean? It's going to look dope. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Malachi, for this. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Any last words?
Last words. I got to say something really profound right now. Follow your dreams. No, I'm joking. I don't want to say that. That's really lame. If you want to learn how to do something, go to YouTube and practice it every day. Anything. Pro Tools, Ableton, production, cooking, anything. Piano. Yeah. Big facts.
I definitely.
You want to learn how to sing? You want singing lessons? Go to YouTube. But just practice every day, though. That's it. Yeah.
Be consistent with it.
Yeah, be consistent.
Thank you so much, Malachi. Where can we stream your music?
Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. I think we own Tidal. That might be something different. I don't know. Deezer.
Okay.
Google Play, Amazon Music. Definitely run it up on Spotify though, because it looks good. Our streams look really good on Spotify. It's dope.
And can you drop your social handles?
At Malachi, Malachi, Mabson, and then at Pinky Liberace, PinkyLiberon, RACHI.
I'm like, you a good friend
then-
because I'm like, that last one.
I know that was tough. And then at Down to Mars Music, DONTOMARS Music.
Dope.
Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter. It's all the same.
So thank you so much. Guys, keep it locked. We have Border Buck also in the building. This is Shay Says, 2 S's Not 1, here on Party 101.9, home of the throwbacks in the iHeartradio platform.